F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anything and anytime at all down here in the deep blue sea. F is for fire that burns down the whole town. U is for uranium bombs. N is for no survivors.
What? No. This is Full Circle, brought to you by Reunion. I'm Skyler. I'm the guest for the evening. We have, of course, as always,
Nathaniel, and remember, I'm counting on your vote for the 2016 presidential election. Vote for me. If you don't like the other options, because they're all shit.
And Jared.
Tonight we will be discussing friendship.
Yes.
Which is
here.
magical.
I think we're all on board for friendship.
I'm not your friend. I need to talk about that filing for divorce.
We're filing for divorce
Yes.
right now. Why do you have to do it on camera? Why couldn't you just wait till we stop filming?
For the emotional reaction, and for legal evidence saying that I actually did file you a subpoena.
How could you? Don't say it.
Pretty easily.
You broke my heart.
Pretty easily.
Pretty easy?
Yeah. No guilty conscience about it at all.
You know what? There's
How
plenty
is
of
subpoenas?
But that's the great thing about friendship, right? Because when you're actually close to someone, you can actually start having these connections where you interrupt me.
No, we came up with something brilliant.
What?
So I'm like, subpoenas. I asked him, what the hell is subpoenas? And he said,
It's a penis under your other penis.
The double decker?
Yeah, because you take the root sub and then penis, so sub is under.
Yeah.
Sub penis.
That's Latin.
It is.
And a submarine.
Sub penis. I don't remember that one. That thing.
Oh, it was tragic. It was during the Gulf War, actually. It was.
oh my dude, it's your fucking people.
Not my people.
Whose people are you?
My own.
Technically part of mine.
Technically, the ethnic minorities will rise up. Well, that's the great thing. See, now this is the great thing about friendship, right?
Yeah.
Because we're able to just literally sit here and bullshit for
What's on our mind.
Yeah,
And give each other shit without one of us punching the other.
yeah, because that's really it. You know,
Pretty much. Because you're
By the way,
just
no punches
Hey.
were thrown in the making of this video.
except
Let's
this
be
one.
honest.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
Except for exactly one right there.
Motherfucker.
We got on camera too.
One
Mhm.
thing.
So here's like really the great thing about friendship. You know, in a professional relationship, you really can't do that. In a work environment or anything like that, there's a code of conduct, which none of us really follow when we're around each other, even
No.
when we're working together.
Nope.
We
Nope.
don't follow it.
A lot of it could be classified as sexual harassment.
90% of it.
Unless you like it.
90% of it.
Even if you still like it, if it's still sexual.
Yeah, it's
Because
still-
you were in a managerial role.
Technically,
That's why.
that could be,
Yeah. So, but in all reality, we are some of the closest people in each other's lives by far.
Yeah.
And all we do is give each other shit.
Okay,
Bust
so
balls.
let's back up a little bit. What is a friend?
Someone who's there for you no matter what, basically.
That would be a close friend. We need a more basic definition
More
of that.
basic definition. Someone that could share moments and experiences with you in your life.
Okay. I think we can work off that definition. So the definition for what we're saying, your friend, is someone who would you like to care to reiterate?
Yeah, someone that you can share moments and experiences with in your life, and that you're comfortable enough to
Be
be yourself. Say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Be
Yeah.
yourself.
Someone who you finish each other's sandwiches with.
Yes. Someone that if you drink half a water and they're really thirsty, you'll give them that water.
Well, I mean, in fairness,
No.
if a person who was
No.
dying of dehydration, I drink half water, I'd still give it to them, no problem.
No.
But like,
Are we having a divide here?
but like some friends, like me and
I don't
Skyler,
know where his mouth's been. I wouldn't take it.
Exactly.
but each other. But like I've shared food with you before and everything like that. It's someone who you honestly don't mind sharing food with, or you actually dislike it to the point where you stab them.
You know, I think you could actually boil it down to an even more basic definition. That's someone that you are comfortable sharing life with.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could go with that. That could also be an acquaintance. I mean, but it's okay of your choosing.
But like
Of
you
your
share,
choosing.
you share material things, you share experiences, you share other friends.
Someone
That's
who you
what
don't
real
hold tallies
friends are.
with. Someone who you don't keep track of tallies, who pays each other's bills or whatever like that. Or if you do, you don't keep track of that shit. I mean, like, let's say, like, a work acquaintance, you know, let's say they buy me lunch, right? Let's say a work acquaintance buys me whatever lunch for, like I said, one day. I'll make sure at some point I make it a conscious effort to pay them back as soon as I can. Whereas with a friend, it just naturally comes up again where it's not a conscious choice. It's just like, we'll be out to eat and I'll just pick up the tab one day. It's not a conscious, you just do it. Whereas with a work associate, you make it a conscious choice to you do these things.
Well, let me inject an example really quick. Is that when we went on the trip to Sedona, when we filmed this Sense of Adventure, I drove Nathaniel, I drove Connor. Connor got me back with gas by paying for the entrance to the parking. And Nate got me back here by getting me lunch.
Yeah, exactly. It just comes up. It wasn't planned.
It's like a week later.
Yeah, it just happens. Yeah. And now Raven really wants to apparently say something. So as a friend, I'm going to let him talk. Oh, no.
Right now.
You're not.
Okay, no, but
Hold on. Now I'm talking over you because fuck you.
Fuck you. Oh, what I found interesting is, I think I heard this, maybe I read it, for some fucking source, I can't remember, so I can't cite it or whatever, but, originally the word friend, back in the day, actually meant, like a friend.
Someone who you have loyalties to.
Yeah, exactly, loyalties to. And nowadays, friend became best friend or close friend. Now, friend is just basically an acquaintance or just someone you better know.
I think that's really intuitive to part of social media.
Exactly, like Facebook. Your friend, looking fucking. That's what I read.
I don't have a Facebook.
Like I see these people with like literally 100 friends on Facebook, and I'm like,
how many of
those people do you actually talk about? Like my Facebook is like literally just maybe like 20 people.
And here's the thing. If you were to go on Facebook or like any of those people, a majority of those people, let's say your car breaks down, you can't call most of those people.
No, absolutely not. They tell you to fuck off or not even answer.
Exactly. Whereas if you were to call if I was like my truck broke down, I was to call Skyler, Jared, or Raven here, you'd be there as soon as you were immediately possible to be there. Yeah. Like let's say you're at work, as soon as you get off work, you're there to help me. Let's say you have nothing going on, you drop everything and you fucking help.
Think about the analogy. How many of those people, of the hundreds of friends you may have on Facebook, how many would actually take the time to drive to the airport if you needed to go on a trip? Business trip or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good definition.
It'll help you when your car breaks down. Be there for you when you need someone to talk to. People that really aren't your true friend, they aren't going to stick around for the tough times. A friend is really someone that is going to be there for you through thick and thin. That's how any relationship works. It's not always just, oh, well, we have fun together, and then the minute things get bad, like, oh, fuck you, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
I think to add to the definition, it's somewhere you have loyalties with. Yeah. Would you agree with that, Skyler? Someone you have loyalties with. Yeah, because especially with today's society and everything like that, with the explosion of social media and everything like that. Like, for example, going back to the car thing. Those people, I don't have loyalties to a lot of those people, and this is very interesting because, especially as you guys are aware, with what I'm trying to do with my life and everything like that, what I'm trying to form and everything, you guys can realize I genuinely give a fuck about pretty much everyone.
Yes.
And I like to use the saying, I'll be friends with anyone. I have no problems being with that. But when it counts to really being an inner circle, like with you guys, I have extreme loyalties to these people, where they're considered almost blood, if not blood, to me, and everything like that. And it's, what can I do to make our growth and experience of life together grow and really enjoy it?
Like a family of friends.
Yeah, especially some people who have gone through families. It's fine if you can't get it. There is blood doesn't necessarily mean family. Family is someone who you've had the shared experience with, and that you know is truly there for you.
That's true. I have family that I don't even talk to.
Well, I mean, if you use, for example, your grandpa, that's not an actual blood relationship right there, and that's
technically it is. He's a third cousin.
But in there, but in reality, though, it's not someone you have like you and me. We've had some really close talks, and it's just like sitting outside of a Waffle House.
You know,
Waffle House.
We came to revelation with our man Raven here.
We
inside of a Waffle House, actually.
Yeah, there was a major revelation that took place inside a Waffle House. To say the least, he learned something that he should know for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now, Skyler, what would constitute, what is the difference, in your opinion, between an acquaintance and a true friend?
Oh man, acquaintance. I mean, for me, I guess acquaintance is just some fuck that gets forcibly put into your life in one way or another that you kind of don't have any bearing over. And I have acquaintances at work because I get random people who are like, hey, yeah, like, you know,
Like work associates.
Cool. Yeah, and not so much work associates. I mean, maybe it's just me, but most of the people at work are actually I'm friends with, close friends, we'll say, because all of us, you know at work. And
We're a little crew.
And one way or another, let's say just like random people that I meet that, think that I'm cool and want to touch my neighbor or something.
Like Abby.
Like Abby.
Like she's an acquaintance.
Acquaintance, or the gentleman that I met the other day, Peter, came in the store, he's black.
Hey, Skyler, do they want to touch your sky bar?
They want to touch my sky bar. They do. We just kind of text me. We don't really hang out. Anything like that. So I'd say that would be more of an acquaintance. I think he's kind of cool, but so far, like, I haven't brought him into...
There's no close relationship.
There's no close relationship. Like, I would take him fishing or take him to downtown. Anything like that.
When things get really serious, you always go to downtown.
You didn't say that.
I said downtown, but... down to you, I guess you can go down somewhere.
Well, I think it's like... No, I think it comes down to kind of like little circles. That's what I think of it. Like you've got like maybe like like little circles you saw in grade school, that kind of stuff. You got little outer layers like acquaintances, inner layers like maybe like coworkers because you see them often enough to kind of like get to know them, that kind of stuff. And between there, you've got the kind of like awkward friend that you kind of talk to. That's just kind of like
There's an open relationship.
there's an open relationship at the same time. Even when you talk, it's more just kind of like petty things. Like, hey, the weather was nice today. That it was. Just kind of like... But it's a little bit closer, I guess. Then you have your friends. And then you get, like...
That's like people you see on the regular, but not someone who you're with on a weekly eating basis.
Yeah, or even like you get to know like really closely. And then you have, whether it be your best friend, your close friend, which would be the nucleus. Which makes it not
If you made it into a cell,
whatever. But yeah, then you get your nucleus, or like the nuclear, like family or whatever, that kind of
It's
stuff.
a great analogy.
Thank you.
Here's what really constitutes some of my closest friends. Where honestly, we can say the most fucked up shit. Completely the most fucked up. Just whatever random garbage we can come up with. And it's on a fairly consistent basis too. And there's no offense. Whereas if
You said that stuff to like someone out of that circle, like
or a professional acquaintance, for example, or someone where you're passing a boundary, which is not comfortable. Yeah, where you could possibly say that and they would like it, and then you can become a close friend. But there's you're more reserved.
Yeah.
With those people, whereas with us, we're
very real.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about it. How like when you go up to when you still worked at Adidas, you would walk up to each of us, gesture a hug, and we would embrace the hug with open arms. If you did that to anyone that was on more of a reserved level with you, they would be kind of like, I don't know if I want to get a hug from you, because it's not as deep of a connection.
Exactly. Or you get stuck in the awkward, like,
I don't know what we're doing here, kind of. That's when you truly don't understand each other just yet. You're still kind of growing with each other.
Or it's not a joke, or it's where you literally, in a symbolic way, finish each other's sentences and sandwiches.
Amen.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also, the cool thing about life though is that those social circles can also, people within them can migrate over time, too. Think about how we all met each other. I mean, I met Raven through Zach. I met you through Zach.
Technically,
I met Skyler at work. I mean, technically, I
there was a pre-existing, but it wasn't a friendship yet.
No, it was more just like, it wasn't really an acquaintance, it was just a knowledge of.
Yeah, it was a knowledge of existence, and that's something that's really interesting that almost everyone, if not everyone, does go through, is through time, your friends, your acquaintances, and everything does change. Sometimes best friends become acquaintances, sometimes acquaintances become best friends. And sometimes, and there's a reason for that, I firmly believe. I firmly believe that when you need to have a certain encounter with someone or have a shared experience, the universe is a very harmonious thing that takes care of itself, and that you will have these experiences and you will build these connections. That's my personal belief at least. Like, for example, me and Jared. And even me and Raven too, which is really interesting.
What?
Like, I knew Jared in high school, but we weren't friends. And then also, me and Raven went to the same elementary school together and had actually some shared programs.
We didn't meet until we were like 19.
Yeah, essentially.
Crazy how life
And
works.
eventually we had this, and then for both of us, for all of us, and even Skyler, I met you through Jared and everything like that. It's once we hit it off, we hit it off. Plain and simple.
That's the funny thing too about like some of like the best friends you make. I've seen this before and that kind of stuff, and I've had this thought before, even if I saw it. But your best friends you meet in the weirdest fucking circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens.
It just happens. Like,
Which is why I firmly believe that it's just the universe is holistic. It takes care of itself. If you need to have these interactions, even though I still believe very heavily in the concept of free will, that you will create a reality where you share a shared experience, and then naturally, if you're supposed to meet each other and everything like that, then you will build that connection and it works.
Like my best friend Zach, who's not with us here today. I met him at the YMCA program, 3rd grade, and it was basically just we were all playing Pokemon. I couldn't pass Brock because I had Charmander.
Oh.
And I was like, can I borrow your Bulbasaur real quick? Can we trade? And then instantly we just hit off, and now we've been best friends ever since.
And that's why
And
my life motto is everything happens for a reason.
And this guy, when I first met him, I thought he was an asshole. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then now you're still an asshole. But
Still an asshole,
yeah,
but I'm your asshole.
You're my asshole. Yeah, so.
I use that.
But yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason. Think about it that way. Just let life happen. Just let those people come to you and go to those people. It just happens.
And one of the things that can suck, that does happen to all of us, is sometimes best friends do turn into acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
Or enemies.
Or enemies too, yeah.
I've had that happen.
Which what happens is basically, is what you have to realize, it's not that, except maybe in the enemy circumstance, it's not that they hate you, it's not that they dislike you or anything like that, it's just you have to realize you're both living lives.
Exactly.
I'm living my life and I have my things going on. You're living your life and you have your things going on.
Like, I might disappear soon.
Yeah, and there's always, my possibilities too, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Where you just, you can't stop someone from living your life. And then what really makes someone a true friend, in my opinion, is it doesn't matter how long time has gone by. It doesn't matter how far you guys are. When you guys finally reunite, you have a reunion, you're still the same people.
Like, it's funny because, like, me and you, we went a long time without seeing Zach. Zach is also, like, we're all best friends here. This is, this is our reunion and that kind of stuff. But for maybe after, because I moved away after grade school, and I didn't see Zach for 8 years, maybe 9 years, until he called me up at, like, 11 o'clock at night and asking if I wanted to hang out. And, it's kind of awkward at first because we changed slightly, but it instantly hit it off. Yeah, we grown a little bit, but we just basically picked up where we left off, and going into that, that's what makes a true friend.
It's because your loyalties are still with that person.
Yeah.
That's something that really stays unchanging throughout the course of history in your lifetime. Once you've established loyalties with someone, unless something seriously has implemented in between that has broken that loyalty, loyalties are forever lasting. Like for me and Zach, when we had our reunion with each other and everything like that, after some time had gone by and he had gone his way and I had gone my way, as soon as the initial contact was made again, it was right back to it. It really was. And it's because me and him still have loyalty to each other and we still care about each other, even though time had gone by and we had gone to different places and everything like that. It was really important. So basically what you're saying.
But I have an example to share of the more unfortunate circumstance where a best friend can turn into acquaintance, and then the time where the vice versa can happen, where an acquaintance turns to best friend, which is a great scenario. But like when I was in high school, coming into freshman year, one of my best friends I had known since 4th grade, we were always hanging out, it seemed like, and then by the end of senior year after I graduated, we weren't even talking anymore. Like, we just went completely our separate ways. And me and Nathaniel, we knew each other in high school, but we weren't friends or even acquaintances, and now we're best friends. And it's just amazing how that transition happened. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. I believe that. I believe I'm in his life for a reason. I believe he's in mine for a reason. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship.
And that's something really important to distinguish is when you unfortunately might have to make a decision where a friendship is no longer a good thing, honestly. There are kind of three things that can happen. There's a symbiotic relationship where you're both benefiting from it. There's a neutral relationship where it's not good or bad. It's just kind of existing. And then there's parasitic, which is someone, or like we all know mosquitoes, for example. It's a parasite, or like tapeworms or anything like that, where it just takes from the host. And you have to think about this in kind of an energetic perspective. Let's say you have some random friend, right? And they use you and they abuse you, maybe not even physically, but in a very emotional way and everything like that. And it's no longer beneficial to you, and you might have to move that person into acquaintance because for your own, honestly, survival and your own good. Because if you keep dumping energy into something that is taking from you in a negative way, that it's not being reciprocated or not positive at all, it turns very negative and turns very toxic, and it can really mess with you mentally, physically, and in so many different ways. This disease of parasitism energetically can manifest. So true.
On a tangent, I was just like, what if you have bread for years?
And see, that's the great thing about friends too. It's like we can be having this really, really deep moment or anything like that, and then it's just like, what if you had bread for years?
It's a moment of complete
that happens
levity.
so much in our relationships too, where we'll be really serious one moment, and then we'll just be like, what if we had bread for years? What if we had a sub-penis?
What if we have some penis? What is this?
The fuck is this?
The fuck
is that?
And we'll talk like this at work, and people just like, what are they talking about?
What do they think for me?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things I've ever read online is someone is your best friend unless other people outside of that relationship question your sexuality. Which has happened in many instances in the ongoing relationship between some of us here.
Yeah.
Which is funny because from the outside perspective, they're like,
Are they together?
Are they together? Well, meanwhile, we're just being assholes to each other.
Yeah. And it's love. It really is. In a form, it's not a platonic love. It's a real, like, deep-seated care. Now, obviously, there's different times, like, we're not exactly into we have shared some very deep experiences and very deep moments with each other. However, it's not, we're not in a relationship with each other or anything like that. But from the outside perspective, we can easily see how that could be misconstrued. Because we have a very...
Well, we talked about this, like, when we walk into a restaurant, we question, you're like, I wonder if everybody thinks we're, like,
Yeah, me and Raven were waiting for my dad and my sister one night at a restaurant, and and naturally, because my dad and my sister are going to sit next to each other, because, Raven's my friend and everything, and that's why I sat next to him. So me and him are just sitting in a booth together. I just turned to him, like, I wonder if everyone thinks we're a couple right now, especially since gay marriage is legal and everything now. We just look like, and then we're like, no, we look too weird to be a couple.
Yeah, like it just wouldn't.
Yeah. Need a picture in the bedroom.
Well, I think we all know that on top.
Your top? Yeah, we discussed this.
Yeah, we
are top.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd be totally fine with that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a lazy fucker.
You would literally just, if that was to the point, or if our relationship's like, you just sit there and take it.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. And enjoy it for it. Your pleasure counts too.
I have a question for you. How have you felt since coming into our lives? Our circle. Our full circle.
Goodness, let's see. Well, met Jay a year ago. That was cool. I was like, that's cool. Start talking about video games, of course.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. We started talking about video games, and I was like, oh, man. And then somebody random added me on Snapchat. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Of course. Is that a question?
And then what? A little while later, Raven, we hung out, and then he started working for us. And then we became friends, and we thought I was an asshole.
Yeah.
Which remains to be proven.
But you're my asshole.
Which you want to do things with. But anyways, I digress. And yeah, we just kind of fell together, and it kind of feels, for the first time in a while, to actually have another family unit since, my one true family, blood family, anyways, has kind of been broken up for too long.
Well, I mean, that's what real friendship can do, is it gives you a sense of belonging, because as a human being, we are naturally social creatures of social structure, and we don't really do well in isolation. And that's really one of the big leading concepts behind reunion, is that one thing that unites all of humanity is internal suffering, honestly. That there's at some point in your life, you feel like you're alone, you're in whatever darkness, whatever you want to call it, and you really feel, bless you, and you really do feel alone. And that's one thing that you create, what real friends do, can create a network, a social network, if you will, that you just know you're not alone, and you have someone you can truly rely on. It's not about even the time that you've known someone, because I've had people that I've known since preschool that are not even friends anymore, and I was friends with for many years. But it's about the shared experiences you have and the real connection you have with these people. It's being able to know that they really are there for you, even though we bring the shit to each other, and we really do smack down, but we also build each other up, which is one of the core fundamental things about that, is when we need to have a real moment, we know when it's real and we know when we're bullshitting. It's a very easy distinction for us, because we actually know each other and we have a connection with each other, and that's what really makes us friends, is we have a shared experience, we have a shared connection, and we truly are there for each other's best interests and to grow with each other and to build each other up when we've fallen, because we've all fallen in the time we've known each other, and we're all actually there for each other in these individualistic circumstances. Now to kind of really finish things up here, because we're starting to get a little late on the time, we're going to go around and just basically say what friendship really does mean for each one of us in an individualistic level, and what our perception of it really is.
Yeah.
And I would like to start with Jared.
What a true friend means to me, I can't really describe it in words, but I can share an experience that can kind of paint a picture for you. So, about a week ago, I celebrated my 21st birthday. Had a big party. 15 or so people were there. Everyone that showed up was amazing. They were celebrating with me. They were there in the moment. And a couple people got me some gifts. And Nathaniel here showed up to my party, albeit for only 15 minutes, but he would show up. He made the time to go out of his way. He said he'd be there to be at my party.
It was really a struggle too.
It was
kind of busy day.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, is that you weren't really welcomed by some of the people there, and that resonated with me and made me feel uncomfortable for you. But we made it through it, and you were there for me, and you gave me a letter. And I didn't really read it that night. I put it in my stash of gifts, and the next day I went home, kind of looked through my gifts with my parents all excited and everything, like, oh, well, look, like, someone got me a Pink Floyd shot glass and this Pink Floyd t-shirt and this watch, which, by the way, Danny, if you're watching this, thank you for the watch.
Thanks, Lieutenant Dan.
Fresh.
You get ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, you want some ice cream?
And then I opened the letter, and I began to read the letter, and I teared up. I cried a bit. And it just really, it's the perspective of the transition from material things to just the emotion that's behind what it means to be a true friend. It shows that it's not about what you get me on a physical level. It has no meaning. I mean, as a matter of fact, just showing up at my party meant so much more than any physical gift possibly could mean. It just resonates with me that pretty much everyone that was at my party, in some extent, went out of their way to be there for me. A lot of my coworkers, that they didn't have to be there. It's like, oh, well, it's Shay, just some guy I like from work. Like, I don't need to be there for him. Like, I'll just see him when he's at work. But they wanted to be there with me and celebrate. It meant a lot.
And for example, like the letter, it's like, what can I get you for your 21st birthday?
Yeah.
Really, what can I get you? That captured God.
Nothing that could illustrate our friendship.
No, so that's why I took the time and I made something real for you. And that's because that was a way for me to show not only my loyalties, not only my respect, but the genuine connection we share. I gave them something real that was honestly from my heart, in a way that I could truly express, hey man, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I really do.
And it was definitely the right move. I mean, just the fact that you made the time out of your busy day to show up and give me the letter on the day of and at the party meant a lot. He's really great.
Yeah, you mean a lot to me.
I appreciate it.
This one.
Will you use tongue?
Do it.
As long as you use tongue.
As long as I use tongue?
As long as you use tongue. And you're okay with my ass right now. That's real love. Real love. And Skyler.
Okay. So, man, I guess a true friend for me, I guess just someone to be there for you. Just cut away all the bullshit. Just like you said, we come and go. There's just so many faces, so many people day in and day out that half of them we could get friends about. You know, but finally actually have a core people to kind of just hang out. It doesn't even have to be anything cool. You just, you know, hang out by the pool or go like hop at a Waffle House and talk about penises and whatever we talk about. But then to actually really have that person, foreskins. And but to actually really have that person that, bullshit aside, that if you see that they're down on their luck or down in the dumpster, they're just not being themselves, because we all know when we're in a good mood or when we're in a bad mood.
It's intuitive almost.
It is. You can just pick up on that shit since we've been around each other for, it doesn't even matter. Like, I've known Nate for, what, like 5-6 months. And even still, you just like, hey man, I can tell you're having something. So just be able to have, you know, be able to give each other rations upon rations of shit, and then to be able to actually have a serious talk and to be able to delve into something deeper is kind of nice, especially to have someone that's there for you instead of someone that just wants to use you because you're a nice guy, or because, you know, you got money, or you have a nice pool, or you got a big dick, or whatever it is that they're using you for.
Fair.
It's fair, you know. It's nice to actually have something genuine instead of having somebody that's just trying to use you for some sort of gain other than just to have someone there for you.
It's Ivy.
Thank you. Anytime. Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it is now the fabulous and wonderful Raven.
Close friend to me, or that kind of stuff. I mean, it's a lot of what we talked about in this episode. I mean, it's a lot about what you guys mentioned. Just being there, knowing when they're down, and being, even upon rising to shit, like pick them up when they're down, that kind of shit. But two things stick out to me, and one of them is a good friend is someone you can literally just call, show up, and not even say a word, and one of you guys just leaves, and you fucking had a moment, or just had a good time, and no words had to be spoken. It's just a fucking simple company, I've done that with you sometimes. We'll just fucking show up at a park and just fucking chill out there, smoke, maybe talk a few words, and we'll just sit. And then I've called you up in the middle of the night, just fucking like, what's up? Want to hang out in a park in the middle of the night? Why not? I haven't done that with you yet.
You're welcome to join.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, maybe. I might try to prove it.
In the bushes.
And then spit on it. The second thing,
it's character courtesy,
is very important to me. Is I try to give out this a lot, and with my close friends, I get this a lot. It's loyalty. It's just true loyalty. It kind of comes full circle. Full circle back to like after all these years, just fucking, you guys are able to hit off, or just even, even if it's a long time, able to call the dude, just be like, hey man, I need you, and they have that loyalty to come, and then you have that loyalty to come and help them, even no matter what's happened, that kind of stuff.
Think about how last minute this filming was.
Exactly.
It just happened.
It literally just happened. It was just more just like, hey, you want to film a full circle tonight? Sure, why not? But those are the two core things, along with the rest of what we've talked about. But loyalty and awkward silences.
Lots of awkward silence.
But enjoyable.
But enjoyable nonetheless.
If you're around anyone else that's not like a true friend, that awkward silence is really uncomfortable.
It is.
And you can feel it. Just like any little things that you might say that's giving someone shit, they'll take offense to it, as we've already discussed.
And I guess in summation with my personal review on it, I'll like to first touch on Raven, kind of finish up on it, kind of build on it a little bit with loyalty. As you guys know, with my beliefs and everything like that, there's actually, as open of a person I am and as caring as I can be, there is very few things I actually have loyalty to. There are very few things I actually will put my time and energy and support for various different reasons and for very different beliefs. Friendship, if you have my friendship, as all of you guys know, you have my loyalty. And you have actually, you to some extent, see it, but you truly have seen how far I will go with that.
Yeah.
On the
Dark times.
Not even just the dark times, but just through some experiences, like when we went to that park with that man.
Oh.
It literally, you just texted me, and I was there.
It's kind of good enough.
Yeah. And you know what was happening. Yeah, we can just say yes. But you've actually seen that. It's just one instance I'm there.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's that thing, and that's something I hold very dear to myself. Is if you have my loyalty, you have my loyalty, and that's what truly means a true acquaintance. It's not just an acquaintance, but one of my close friends. And I will build on that. Like I mentioned earlier in this film, it's someone, a real friend to me. Is someone where it doesn't matter how long you've gone without seeing each other. It doesn't matter how far you've gone. But when you see each other, you're there for each other. You're able to share and grow with them. And it's just simply that network I was talking about. Just they're there. Plain simple. Someone who, like as you guys have all said, to varying degrees, I can just bullshit. Plain and simple. It's one of my favorite pastimes. It's just fucking bullshitting. Plain and simple. Love it.
That's all this is. It's just fucking bullshit.
Yes, exactly. But someone who, and this is, as you guys are really aware, I really don't show when I'm hurt. And you guys kind of get how I cloud that.
Nah.
And to be able to know that network and that group is there, where I can truly have someone who does have my best interest at heart and wants to grow with me and share experiences like good and bad, and actually just be there to experience it with me, is what truly makes a friend. It really does. It is someone who, there's so many different components that go into a friendship, right? And we've only touched on very few of them. But someone who, like I said, is just plain simple there for me. That's the simplest way to sum it up, and that is what my definition of a friend is someone who is truly there for me. And that's not even, and my close friends know, they're not just friends, they're family. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
I hold you guys akin to my blood.
It's basically a brotherhood, if you think about
It
it.
is, and a sisterhood for female members too.
Yeah, and, talking about the blood thing, along with family, I firmly believe, family isn't blood, family is love.
It's earned too.
It's earned, yeah. Yeah,
In a perspective.
Inherited and earned, but at the same time, it's still love.
Mm-hmm. And one of the very key components in the summary to end this full circle video is that there's appreciation.
Yeah.
We all simply appreciate each other's company in the very basic. We all show our appreciation for each other in all different ways, whether it's just bullshitting and fucking with each other, and actually just in other moments actually truly being there for each other and talking, or helping them out, giving them rides, giving them whatever, and truly being that, and actually expressing that appreciation. That's very fundamental in any close relationship you have of any nature. I guess we'll kind of leave it off at that.
And I've got an announcement to make. So we're gonna start. I briefly touched up on this. The episodes, maybe. I don't know.
2 episodes. You did, and you made a comment.
So we're gonna start up a kind of like a music series, same channel but like different series. It's
Mixtape?
Mixtape. We're gonna call it a reunion mixtape. Basically, where we just list. Each of us picks a band that we're just gonna talk about for a few minutes. Just list off what's happening with them, maybe what we like about them,
or perception of them,
that kind of stuff. Just to kind of like get some of our musical tastes out there. Maybe inform you guys of like, hey, this band's actually coming out with something soon, or hey, they're gonna be here, this concert, that kind of stuff. And then another series you might start up.
Story time, right?
Is story time, and basically it's kind of getting a little bit more individual look at each of us. We're just gonna film ourselves individually, and just
I like the sound of this.
Oh yeah, you haven't heard about this,
No, I
have
have
you?
not.
Yeah,
heard
so-
about
This is something me and Raven actually have been working on a little bit. We've been
Yeah.
trying to kind of understand the concepts behind it.
But it's basically, I mean, you guys have probably seen this in other like video logs, that kind of stuff, or video, whatever
Channels.
video channels, that kind of stuff. But basically, we're just
Wow.
kind of like do our indivial stories, where you just tell like the experience or story for about like
It's
5
going to be
minutes.
very rustic.
Very rusty for like 5 minutes. You know, whether it just be comedic, like just flat out funny. Just some stupid shit. Because we all have fucking a lot of stories.
And because you get to see a version of us in this, you get to see a version of us behind the scenes, you get to see a version of us in our specials. This will kind of give a really personal, in-depth view on each individualistic member of this group, and what really is kind of some of their shared experiences and some of their history, which is really important if we are to continue all to grow in our own way, and to for you to kind of have a more relatable note to us, which is very important. Is even though you're not talking with us right now in person, that doesn't mean we don't have a relationship. And this is kind of for us to kind of you to kind of grow with us, and for us to grow with you is for you to actually learn a little bit about us, which is why reunion story time is actually going to be really fundamental in the coming future.
It's gonna be a fun thing. I mean, like I said, some of the stories are just gonna be just stupid, funny, maybe even serious. Maybe it'll be some more of our dark stories. Some of them will just be some of the most outrageous bullshit you've ever heard.
You know?
Based all on our actual experiences and
Actual-
truth, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing, is this is just going to be real experiences that we all share. And kind of, any more announcements, really? That's kind of it for with the channel?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I got
if
something
you-
for the viewers.
Oh, please.
Please let us know in the comments below what your idea of a friend is.
And also, please, of course, like and subscribe. I'll be more than happy to include you into our family.
Join our circle.
Of course, we'd love to have you sit down here with us, or maybe have a video in teleprompter. I don't fucking know.
No teleprompters.
That'd be kind of cool, though. Or hologram. The technology exists.
How about Skype?
No.
Just have a laptop and random faces on it.
Yeah, and well, you know,
Chat roulette.
chat roulette.
Chat roulette.
We should have an episode of us just on Omegle.
I think though that one day when we get more of like a following, that we need to start Reunion Live and have
Yeah,
a
where we
stream
would want,
service
and that's
with
this
our
is something
viewers.
that's very we really don't have a thing, and this is really just honestly was just created.
Yeah.
Where we would like to have the reunion family, where it's you guys' perspectives and your guys' understandings and you guys your comments, and you will be a part of the video blogs and everything like that. And kind of to sum it all up, you know, this is
Skyler. Raven.
Jared.
and Nathaniel, of course, as always. I'm expecting your vote for the 2016 presidential election. Have a wonderful night, and thank you for joining Reunion Presents Full Circle.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a
Peace
good
out.
night.